Call to order the April 2nd, 2025 meeting of the Coralville Planning and Zoning Commission. Can I get a roll call vote or roll call?
Dokun?
Here.
Aaron's?
Here.
Winman?
Here.
Holderness?
Here.
Friedhoff?
Here.
Sitzman? Muniza?
Do I have any corrections or additions to the agenda, or can I get an approval of an agenda?
So approved.
Second.
So moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same side. Hearing none. Let's see, do we have a approval of the January 8th, 2025 minutes? That was so long ago. Does anybody recall?
moved.
Moved, all right. We have a move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All right, we'll go ahead and move into our first public hearing. Request by the Prince of Peace Lutheran Church of Coralville to consider recommendation approval of a preliminary plat and final plat for the Prince of Peace Lutheran Church subdivision. So we will open said public hearing.
My name is Scott Putoff. I'm with MS Consultants. Just here to answer any questions if anybody's got any.
Any other comments? All right, we will close the public hearing. We're looking for consideration to approve the preliminary plat.
So moved.
Motion? Second? Roll call vote? Oh, discussion, sorry. Go ahead, please.
A couple of questions, Dave. What is this land zoned now?
This land is currently zoned R1.
R1, so it is R1, okay.
Correct.
And then that 300-foot Iowa, Illinois, Mid-American gas system that's shown there, is that going to stay? Is that permanent?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
That does still leave a buildable area, and the goal of the church is to subdivide this into two lots, Lot 1 and Lot 2. The church would be all contained on Lot 1, and Lot 2 would be available for a potential developer to do something with.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, any other further discussion? All, okay, roll call vote on the preliminary plat.
Aaron's?
Aye.
Winman?
Aye.
Dokun?
Aye.
Holderness?
Aye.
Friedhoff?
Aye. Okay, preliminary plat passes. Hopefully we don't have another RAGBRAI coming in soon, because we just lost a big campground. Everybody there is going to have to host the family. Now we will consider recommendation for final plat. Do I have a motion to approve final plat for the Prince of Peace Lutheran Church consideration?
So moved.
Second.
Moved in second. All in favor? Or roll call, excuse me.
Winman?
Aye.
Dokun?
Aye.
Aaron's?
Aye.
Holderness?
Aye.
Friedhoff?
Aye. All right, we're going to move into our second public hearing. Request by 13th Street Lots LLC to consider recommending approval to rezone from R4 multifamily residential district to an R2 two-family residential district to R1 single-family residential district. A preliminary plat and final plat for the Gregory Ridge Subdivision. I will go ahead and open that public hearing.
Again, I'm here representing if any questions. So.
Hearing no other public
Would anybody
comment.
else like to speak at this time?
Can I say something?
Okay.
I live on 13th Street, and I did call the engineer of the electric company, and they said that in order to build a house there, you have to be 100 to 150 feet away from the two pipelines.
Gas lines.
And the gas lines. There's two of them, they said there. And the other thing is, you can request to have it moved, but whoever buys those lots would have to pay for that. And she said that's what he did, highly expensive.
Thank you. Any additional comments? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing. We're looking for consideration recommending approval to rezone R4 multifamily residential district and R2 family residential district to an R1 single-family residential district. Comments, discussion, questions? I do recall that we moved this in, was that the land use plan? We did something with this not too long ago.
Yeah, in 2022, the Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council approved a application to amend the land use on this from open space to low-density residential, noting that low-density residential is very much in keeping with the character and density of residential development in the surrounding area. This property is designated as low-density, and that allows detached single-family homes, and the average density is not to exceed 6 dwelling units per acre. There's plats enclosed that the commission has received, as well as a concept which shows the subdivision of 2 lots and 2 single-family detached homes. And I can scroll down, and others can kind of get an idea of what that concept could potentially be. There is indeed a Mid-American Energy gas pipeline easement that traverses this property. The homes as shown are outside of that easement, and the applicant has worked with Mid-American Energy representatives to allow the concept with minimal driveway encroachment into the easement. Mid-American Energy is a required signatory on the plat and will require the owner or future owner to enter into encroachment agreements if necessary prior to building. Engineering design drawings will be part of the encroachment agreements and will need to be reviewed and approved by Mid-American. City staff will also be filing known restrictions, notice of Mid-American Energy requirements, and code considerations with the final plat when recorded. And the property in the immediate vicinity is also low and medium density residential, consisting mostly of single-family attached and detached homes. The proposed rezoning can be considered consistent with the residential land use densities and zoning in the surrounding area. And the proposed rezoning can also be considered consistent with the Coralville community plan of low-density residential land use designation. Staff has reviewed the preliminary and final plats, and the lots meet the required lot ratios. The plats conform with the requirements for preparation and filing. In short, with this zoning and this preliminary plat and with this final plat will allow our 2 single-family homes on this property. 2 single-family detached homes on this property.
Can you give me additional information on that gas easement? Is that a natural gas, high-pressure gas?
It's a natural gas pipeline. Here is this dashed line here shows the extent of that easement. So you get an idea, this is where that easement is, and homes are proposed here and in this area.
And did we get any input from fire department or anything else on the rezoning of this, or do they have
Yeah,
any
the fire
input?
department was involved is on our development review team, and they were involved in this. They just noted that if a home is located more than 125 feet from the road or street, a turnaround may have to be provided as part of that. They didn't have any immediate concerns about locating 2 single-family homes here. I've also been in coordination with Mid-American representatives throughout this process and have given them opportunities to comment on this as well. Their comments were that if a slight encroachment were to be needed for the location of 2 single-family homes, they would require the builder and homeowner to first enter into any sort of agreement with Mid-American on that.
I think we had a run at this one a few years ago.
Yeah, but that was just to rezone it from open space to residential, and at that time, I was in agreement with, I didn't have any issues moving it to residential, but that's a big gas line through
I
there.
think even before you, somebody came in and they were gonna go way back into lot 2 and do some stuff, and yeah, that fell through.
Additional discussion on this?
I'm just looking at the one in lot 1 and how close it is to the pipeline. And it's like, do we know how many feet that is from just basically that house to the pipeline?
Well, look how far they are off the roadway.
Yeah, I mean, this house appears to be about 50 feet from the edge of that easement. This house appears to be very close, if not at the edge of that easement.
And that's a 200-foot easement
Yes,
across
but
it?
again, I would just note for the commission that the development concept that you see here was just proof evidence that, yes, this property is developable. This does not necessarily mean that this is exactly the size of home, the type of home, or where that home would be would be placed. So for you, as you move forward, you should be thinking about, is single-family residential appropriate here, and can this be located here? Doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly how it's going to lay out, and it doesn't necessarily absolve any future owners from having to work with Mid-Am on this.
Yeah.
But to this point, Mid-Am has agreed to work with the current property owner and applicant on a concept, and has even indicated a willingness to allow minimal encroachment, again with caveat that any encroachment would require their review, their approval, and the builder to enter into a encroachment agreement with the utility.
Yeah. So my thoughts are, it's not our job to tell them if they can. That's their responsibility. It obviously can be done by what they've shown on there. Insurability of that property wouldn't be something I would be excited about, but that's not my responsibility either. And Mid-American still is going to have the final say. So,
I have a question about the outlots, the 4 outlots. What's the intent of those?
That question may be best answered by the owner applicant, but I don't know if
Yeah, I can
Jason,
try
if
to
you wanna-
answer that. So the outlot A is, I think, intended to maybe go with lot 1 eventually. I think there's a dimensional shape issue as far as the lot, so it had to kind of be its own outlot. The 3 to the right there are, I don't think, none of them would be buildable, but I think, there's options for maybe they go with lot 2 or maybe get offered to the adjacent property owners. I think there's kind of a line of thought of either one of those, depending on what ends up kind of the way things go here.
Okay, so would B through D, would that be a sale or a give to the adjoining lot?
I think, my understanding is it would be probably a sale, yeah.
Okay.
But I guess I don't know that that's fully decided, but I think that's the intention, yeah.
Right.
Or a sale with lot 2, right.
Okay.
just have more interstate frontage. All right, any additional questions, comments regarding the recommendation to approve the rezoning from residential 4 multifamily residential district and R2 to two-family residential district to R1 single-family residential district for this proposal? Seeing none, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Windman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye. Okay, we'll move on to consideration recommending approval of preliminary plat.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Roll call vote, please.
Dokun,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Windman,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Aye.
oh,
Didn't want to leave me on. Yeah, and then final plat of the same parcel. This is not saying, correct, that this is not saying that it is approved as is. They still have to work with Mid-American Energy to get their final approvals, correct?
Only should any part of a improvement have to encroach within their easement.
Correct. Perfect. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve final plat?
So moved.
Moved? Do I have a
Second.
Second.
And second. Roll call vote, please.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Windman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye. All right. Items for our May meeting. Dave, do you have anything exciting for us?
A couple things.
We need to earn our keep here. We've only had two meetings this year.
We have another small subdivision, SJS Gulfview Estates. This project is located, this is a 4-lot subdivision near Oakdale and First Avenue. This is on the north side of the golf course. This will be a subdivision, larger estate-sized lots with 4 single-family homes. Ridgeview Part 3, Lot 28. This is a continuation of the multifamily buildings on the south side of Spring Grove Circle. You've noticed that pattern of 32-unit buildings being built by Grand Rail. This would just be, lots 28 and 29 would be 2 additional buildings. Finishing that out, and we're also working on a townhome project called Fifth Street Villas. That's on the north side of Fifth Street between Fifth Avenue and Second Avenue. That is the former site of the Love-A-Lot Early Childhood Center. And all 4 of those have the potential to be on the Planning and Zoning Commission agenda for next month.
Excellent. All right, any other discussion? I will request a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved?
Second.
Second? Adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.